What's up, guys? Pat here with Caleb. And, usually he's in the back and you can't see him because he's doing
usually I'm like filming outside as people take the phone call. Then we like hide me in the back.
There's a production.
Yeah.
But now, since you're the one in here now, we didn't have anybody else to film.
Yeah, so there's no outside stuff. We hope it sounds okay.
We'll see, because we are not monitoring this. But thank you for sticking around and watching this. Today, I wanted to talk about not just tactics in a Tesla and like how that is all done, but mostly just the YouTube channel. A lot of you know I've been kind of going pretty heavy on YouTube recently. We want to talk about what we've learned, what we're discovering, what is still a mystery to us. And we know a lot of you are on YouTube as well, obviously, if you're watching this. And we just want to kind of have a discussion for, however many minutes this is. And also, Caleb, I don't know if you know this about Caleb, but he's a pretty punny guy, meaning he's really good and witty with puns. And so you might see
We'll try to pepper those in throughout.
We'll try to pepper those in throughout this video. So, and now we have to do it, or else we have to restart this whole thing, or just take that part out in the edit if we don't actually do that. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've been going 4 to 5 days a week on YouTube. Mm-hmm. This was a suggestion from a number of different YouTubers. But it's really interesting because then I see a lot of YouTubers who are going only once a week, who are going only, twice a week, who are getting amazing results. So, I mean, how do you feel, Caleb, about the whole cadence of 5 days a week versus, or even 7 days a week versus, slower but high quality?
I mean, it depends on what kind of videos you're making, I think, a little bit. Some videos take a really long time to make and are a little bit more involved, so less frequent maybe is better. You could go weekly, you could go twice a month, once a month. There are some YouTube channels that are extremely popular that break the mold and they release videos once a month. So you could do that if you want, but we've found that the more you publish, the more you are active on the platform, YouTube specifically, the more likely you are that your videos are going to get suggested to someone that's watched your videos. And then it's just a sheer quantity game too. We probably did a weekly video for about a year, a couple years ago. Got to about 50 videos in a year. In the past 2.5, 3 months, we've put out 50 videos.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to figure out what's better, but obviously the growth has been better putting out more videos.
Right, we've just been more conscious about promoting the channel, putting it onto the website, putting it into the email autoresponder to get people to understand that, hey, this is where we're focusing right now.
And when you experiment, when you're putting out that many videos, one might pop, as we like to say, like, oh, this video is growing really fast, it's getting a lot of views right now. And when you're putting out one video a week or one video a month, it has to do well. Otherwise, the next video could hurt and your channel could start to kind of go on a downward slide.
You can still experiment, but it takes longer to see kind of what's working, what's not. We've already seen videos that I thought were going to do really well because they do really well on other channels. Yeah,
let's talk about them. So like the phone productivity
video, which you put a lot of effort into making look great. It's high value. It's getting no views.
Yeah.
And we didn't do anything different.
And then like a passive income video that is filmed like all the rest of them, doesn't have a special thumbnail really. It's it's you standing there next to some text.
Yeah.
And
we'll throw up the thumbnail for you to look at it.
But just for that one specifically, for whatever reason, YouTube picks it up. And by that we mean it shows up in browse features for people, so on their homepage or other places either in the app or on the website, and suggested. So that video is getting suggested while another video is playing. So underneath videos, there's about 10 videos on the mobile app, or on the website, they're on the right side. So those two places, browse and suggested, are where videos get kind of picked up by YouTube and get a lot of views. And so that passive income one was one.
Yeah, 3 passive income business models. And we'll put a link to it in the card so you can see it and kind of try yourself to maybe even dissect. I mean, maybe you know a little bit more than us, and I'm sure many of you do, in terms of why that one's doing very well. I mean, the watch time is great. It's about 7 minutes watch time, which is higher than average, so that helps. But, it's getting 2,000 to 5,000 views a day on its own. And we have videos that have been out for a while that are just getting and only have 2,000 to 5,000 views total.
Yeah, and this can happen not right when you publish it either. So the standard trajectory of a YouTube video is in the first 24 to 48 hours, it gets kind of a set number of views. Like if you publish one video a week, every week, and you have 100,000 YouTube subscribers, all your videos will get about the same amount of views just from your subscribers coming back, people checking the home feed, and like general suggestions.
But it's not 100,000 people watching every time.
Right.
Not even close.
On average, to me, I've been researching YouTube and just kind of watching how YouTube works over the past few years. Usually 10% of your subscribers is that number. So unless a video gets picked up, starts to go viral, or you push more traffic to it. So I always ask you, did you email your list? Like what kind of stuff did you do on social to push views? Because if you wanted to, you could get more views to a video,
right. And I do
your
that
reach.
Sometimes,
right.
With certain videos that I'm like, this would be really helpful. Even though I want all my videos to be helpful, and they hopefully are, some I know are like, okay, I really want to make sure people see this, so I'll do an email blast, and I will follow up with people who don't open that email. I'll push it on social a little bit more, and you see a little bit more views, but even then, it's still
20 to 30% of your subscriber count.
Yeah, 30% is the count. When I go and look at the traffic and the traffic sources, you can see that about 65% are not subscribers.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. And I don't know if that's like people who follow me via email and social who aren't subscribers who then come and see it, but then I don't know.
And as your videos get picked up more by YouTube search, browse, suggested, your views by not subscribers will be way higher.
Higher, right.
So on my channel, I think it's like 97%
not
of the
subscribed.
views are not subscribers, because the videos I make on my channel, or at least I have in the past, are gear related. They're gonna show up in search. They're gonna show up in suggested when somebody's already watching this other video about this camera I made a video about. So your job as a creator is to do a good enough job when your video does show up to convert them to a subscriber.
Yeah.
So we've also been doing a lot of work in that realm over the past 6 months since we knew we were gonna go really heavy on your YouTube channel. So, what are some of the things we've been doing to get people to subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Well, we've been doing the usual call to actions
at the end of the video.
At the end of the videos, click the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos come out.
So that helps the trajectory.
That helps the trajectory.
Velocity too is another word.
We also offer like a pin for people who comment within the first hour, which encourages them to subscribe. That's been pretty good. I mean, even if that doesn't really help, I still like doing that anyway for the community. It's kind of cool. I think what's been really helpful for subscribers is the giveaway we did with King Sumo. King Sumo is an app that you can use. It used to be a WordPress plugin only, but actually I just did an interview with Noah that's going to go on the podcast. It may already be up there. You can see all the links that we're talking about below in the description. But he just made King Sumo free for everybody, and it's not WordPress plugin based now. Anybody can use it. And part of the reason why this plugin does very well, or this app, excuse me, is because you can create a viral contest, meaning you get people to enter their email to gain an entry, but then they can do other things to get more entries. One of those things you can have them do is subscribe to your YouTube channel. Actually, the API speaks to it so that it can confirm that a person is subscribed. And I said, like, okay, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get 10 additional entries. So it was like way more than anything else they could do.
So it was like follow me on Twitter was 1 or 2 or something?
Yeah, Instagram was like 1. But
so you were pushing people to YouTube through that contest?
Yeah, totally. And it was... It worked really well. I mean, we saw 3,000 or 4,000 new subscribers within that month period just from that contest alone, which was really cool.
Collabs have been another thing.
Collaborations have worked really well. We had one with Sean Kennel, who is another YouTuber, and that we saw a surge. Amy Landino, we saw a surge. Roberto Blake, we saw a surge. Antonio Centeno was gracious enough to kind of create a video on his own. We didn't even do a collab for his channel, but he decided to create a video and link back to the video, and I saw a surge on that day too. So collaborations have been great because you have other people saying, hey, we are friends, now go and follow this guy, which is worth a lot.
That's the fastest way, I think, to grow on YouTube, other than going viral or having YouTube help you along, is growing your network, making videos on each other's channels. It's been just something people have been doing for a long time, but you're not expecting to double your subscribers or something. Like, you're not expecting 100,000 people to come over from so-and-so person you collaborate with, but every little bit helps. So if it's like an extra 500 that day, or an extra 1,000, or even an extra 10, depending on where you're at with YouTube. It's your audience is already on YouTube. Your potential audience is already on YouTube.
Right.
So people that constantly are checking YouTube to watch more videos, they already follow certain people. They already watch certain people's videos. So if you can have YouTube recommend your videos next to those people, one really good way is by collaborating with them. Then they'll see your face more, and they might subscribe, and they might help your channel grow.
Yeah, like I've noticed that when I go and watch a lot of Roberto's videos, like I see some of my videos come up now too, because we've done collabs. I've been on his channel too. So YouTube is understanding that we are sort of partners in a way. The interesting thing about Roberto, I love his channel. His videos are so useful. I was asking him about his most popular video, which is a video about passive income, right? Like that's what I teach. And he has like 1.2 million viewers on it. And I was like, so did it just pick up right away? And he was like, no, it was kind of sitting there dormant for 6 months. And then all of a sudden YouTube picked it up. And that got me really excited, because I'm like, any of these videos that we're creating right now could get picked up, but we can't even begin to. And
you can't really plan for that.
No, you can't. That's what I was going.
You can keep showing up. You can do your best on thumbnails, titles, descriptions, tags, all the technical stuff. But you also just need to show up consistently and make good stuff. And we have had a couple of friends. Amy Landino is one of them. Matt Diavella, who directed the documentary about minimalism that's on Netflix, he showed up on YouTube weekly as well for over a year, and then just kind of got picked up. One of your videos goes huge, just like it did for Amy. He had one about his minimalist apartment that went into the hundreds of thousands pretty quickly, and then YouTube takes you and says you're a creator on the rise, and it just kind of compounds on each other. But I think that only really happens to people that have shown up consistently, because when you go to a YouTube channel to decide if you're going to subscribe, you usually don't just see one video that you're interested in. You kind of go through the backlog to make that decision. So you kind of have to have that library for people to commit.
Library is a good keyword. I mean, I remember on the interview with Sean Cannell here in the Tesla, he was talking about how, like, when he started, he just built this bank of things that people were looking for, and eventually things started to get picked up. That's different than the vloggers who are sort of journaling their daily life. Those aren't things that are likely to get picked up later, but you are building a community, and that's how you were able to kind of surge from there. And you know, I'm trying really hard to build a community as well. A lot of you who are watching know about Team Flynn. I one day was just like, hey, you know what? I need a name for my community, and I'm just going to name them Team Flynn, because you know what? We're all in this together. I may be the team captain, but you know, let's play this game together and help each other out. And so people have been gravitating toward that, and I think people like that because we are in this together, and you know, those of you who are a part of Team Flynn can relate to each other, right? And so, you know, I want to create like shirts and stuff for Team Flynn. I think that'd be kind of cool. But that's where a lot of exponential growth can come as you start to foster that community and get people involved in sort of that element of YouTube.
So what would be some potential shirts that you can make?
Well,
so you say for the win, because win
Team
and
Flynn for the win.
Yeah.
Win with Flint. No, that's kind of like more of a presidential campaign kind of thing. Flynn-inspired team.
Flintstones.
Flynnovation. Flynn side my head. That's bad.
Flynn side out.
Ooh, that's a good one. That could be the name of like my vlog.
So why don't you vlog much currently in our current strategy? You did it a little bit right before we start to kind of
get a feel for it.
To get, you know, kind of warm up the channel, get the personality. And everyone that you've talked to says vlogging is not a good way to start your YouTube channel, because no one's going to find them in search. Maybe you're not interesting enough. It's a hard way to grow an audience. But there are huge channels where people vlog. So how have you thought about it now as kind of a format for making videos?
That's a good question. I think if I were to vlog, I would still want it to be relatable to what my audience is primarily on YouTube for, which is for information and inspiration and, you know, entertainment, I guess you could say, is a part of it as well. To help them with their businesses. Vlogging, I feel is you know, those videos are consumed for a different reason.
Yeah.
But that's not to say I shouldn't do that. I just, number one, don't have the resources or the time right now, because That's a lot of commitment, right?
Yeah, I think people confuse vlogging as like the type of video you make of, I need to show my day, I need to show a time lapse, I need to show food or be on a boosted board or whatever.
Right.
And there are people that can vlog and make those really, really well.
Can I vlog and still be informational and inspirational?
Right. So to me, vlogging is a kind of a format or style.
Okay.
Just like standing in front of a tripod and talking in front of a wall is a style.
So define that style for us. What is a vlogging style?
So vlogging would just be, to me, it's just how you're using the camera and how you're using editing to keep someone's attention. So when you're vlogging, there's a lot of movement. You're moving around, the camera's moving. There's a lot of edits, there's a lot of cuts. So if you can think of how you can do that without necessarily sticking your camera on a whatever on the end of your arm and walking around, you can still edit that way, have the speed, have breaks in it with music or whatever.
Plus you're seeing like the environment where that person is, and the environment changes, right? So the location becomes an interesting character in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why people like Tactics in a Tesla, because it's not just an interview, but you're on a car ride with us, right? And then, with the other guests, we go and end up at
We're
a coffee
literally
shop.
driving in circles right now. That's the secret to this episode.
Yeah.
Because, normally we go somewhere and I can set up for the candid interview part wherever we are at a coffee shop or something. Right now, Pat's kind of driving
We've
us
literally
around.
drove by our office like
a couple times.
a few times now, and we're gonna head back. But as we finish up here, I'm gonna make a Yui up here. Are Yui ready for this? Next question.
I am. I can't think of anything with Yui. That's a hard one.
Really?
Maybe like Huey, Yui.
Huey, Louie, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
I was thinking of innie or outie, but that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. We lost that, you guys.
Yeah, we totally lost it. So Tactics in a Tesla. People have responded very well to it, and I'm excited to continue it. And we have more interviews coming, which is great. We've discussed a second level to this style of filming that I'm debating whether or not I really want to commit to it, because it is going to be a commitment both in time and money in terms of investing into what we need to make it happen. So I want to pitch this to you guys, and I want you to tell me, this is going to be the first time any of you are hearing about this, and I want you to tell me what you think of it. So instead of Tactics in a Tesla, where we're talking strategies with, go ahead.
I think he's waiting for you.
You can go ahead. Oh, hello?
We're doing this live. He's not going to go.
He's not going.
Oh.
No.
Oh. No. This is like in Portlandia where the two people
Go ahead.
try to let each other
Go
go,
ahead.
and then they set out lawn chairs and get on their hood.
So
here's our idea. The idea is... Go ahead. I was setting you up.
Thank you. So the idea is, instead of a Tesla, we get a DeLorean. And a lot of you know I have this love and obsession with Back to the Future. And that's the idea. I just get a DeLorean.
No, there's more. So,
okay.
And we've been talking about this for a couple years.
For a couple years.
So we would have a DeLorean because we would want to have guests just like this. We would film it in a similar style, at least the car part.
Right.
But you want to talk about people's pasts.
Going back into time.
So you would talk to them about pivotal points in their past.
Right. How they got started and what they're doing. And not just entrepreneurs. Like,
right.
It could be anybody.
It could be athletes. It could be musicians.
Yeah,
it could be
whoever.
Anyone, yeah. And you'd punch in the date.
Right. We have the time circuits, and I can go, okay, Caleb, tell me the significance of beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, boop.
And I'd be like, oh, that was when I lost my job, or I was a world champion in chess, and now I did something else. Or
did you really?
Neither of those things have happened.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. But the DeLorean, that's kind of that
right
thumbnail,
off.
Right? A write off. I get to write off the DeLorean, right? And I get to use it as a prop in sharing some really cool stories, to going back into time. Number two, I'd be able to connect with some amazing people, and it just becomes a really interesting way to do that. Number three, I'd learn, I'd get inspired, you'd be there in the car with us. But number four, the second half of those interviews, if you want to call them that, would be us getting out of the car and going and doing something related to that person's past. So one idea was, like, if we had Gary Vee in here, we go and end up at a liquor store or a wine a place that sells wine. I don't want to say like Bevmo, but somewhere more interesting.
Yeah.
No offense if you work at Bevmo. But then he could tell me about how to look at wine and how to sell wine to somebody, and then I want to see him sell wine to somebody who walks in, and then I'd attempt to do the same thing.
Yeah, so the goal would be to take something from their past, maybe surprise them with it.
Yeah.
I mean, if Gary watches this, it's all ruined.
Yes.
This
so
entire
Gary,
idea is ruined.
Yeah, don't tell him.
So you would go to do something in their past because he used to work at the liquor store of his family, and he used to sell wine. So we would go into maybe that liquor store, if it still exists, I don't even know, have him teach us how to sell wine. Have Tim Ferriss teach you how to tango or something.
Or kickboxing or whatever he...
Yeah, so something from somebody's past that they committed themselves to and learned a lot from, and then learn from them what they learned during that experience.
Yeah, and I think that'd be really fun. Somebody we spoke to privately about this was like, that should be a Netflix series of videos. And I was like, that would be awesome. But obviously, quite a bit of a commitment to go and get a DeLorean. But, you know, I just want to make sure it's a good decision, that it's, you know, practical, that it makes sense, that, you know, I have a place to put it.
Yeah.
We definitely don't have garage space. So yeah, I haven't pitched this to my wife yet, so we'll see what she says. But...
What would you call it? Pat to the future.
Oh God, that's so bad. But yes, no, I would say...
Past.
I would say like back in time.
Back
or,
in time.
You know, or something related to that. You know, there's a lot of great interviewers out there, and I've been told I'm a decent one. You know, I watch Hot Ones.
Yeah.
And I love Hot Ones.
Yeah, Sean's real good.
Sean is an amazing interviewer.
I would love to have an interview show where you interview interviewers.
That'd be legit. It's super meta.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's inspiring me because he's connecting with amazing people in his special stage with the wings and stuff, and I don't want to jack that or steal any of that, but I think using him and others as inspiration is really interesting. And so yeah, as we finish up, I want to ask you like what you think of that idea. Is it something I should do? Is it something you would watch? Any other questions about that? Help me think this through, guys.
Yeah.
Like, is it a no-brainer?
Who would you want on it?
Oh gosh.
And what would be their thing from the past that we could surprise them with?
Elon Musk, and we would sign on to PayPal together. That's bad. That's really bad. No, we would build rocket ships or play video games. Video games was a big part of his past.
Yeah.
I love to play video games with Elon. That would be a dream of mine. But that's a tall order. But I also know that, you know, you don't know if you don't try.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say. You don't know. That's it, right? You don't know what's going to happen unless you try.
Okay, I just haven't heard it that way before.
Okay. Who else would I love on? I would love, gosh, so many people. Marie Forleo, Tim Ferriss. But let's think outside of that. I would love to see, you know, athletes.
Like Michael Phelps or someone at that level.
Yeah, gosh, like amazing.
How do you get to that level? How do you stay at that level?
Part of my brain is like, who are you to even consider interviewing somebody like that? But I also know that that's just my resistance coming and saying like, you know, are you sure you really want to do this? And I do. I really do. And I just want to make sure that it's something that we continue moving forward with. I think, I mean, the other questions are like, does it live on my current YouTube channel? Does it become another thing? Gosh, I'd love to interview Oprah.
Yeah.
Like, let's think big, guys. Like,
Yeah.
who should I interview on that show if it were to happen? But I'm getting really inspired by that. So that's something I'd like to explore. And maybe that's phase 2 of this, what Tactics in a Tesla is, what it becomes. This will become a part of that story.
Yeah, I think it's just an interesting format to ride in a car with someone, to have coffee, to do something from their past.
Yeah, inspired by Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, he was kind of one of the first to do it, and then, you know, carpool karaoke. It's all in the same genre of style.
Yeah.
But I think with the DeLorean and my interview style and geekiness, you know, I'd love to have Ernest Cline, who wrote Ready Player One. I mean, he owns a DeLorean himself. We could race our DeLoreans together or do some VR stuff. Yeah. He'd be a great one. Yeah. Anyway, Andy Weir would be great.
Coming in 2019, 2020? When is Pat to the Future launch?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be called Pat to the Future. I don't want it to be about me. It'll be about going back into time or something about origin stories or history. I don't know. I don't know. But we're just jamming here, guys. You guys are in the car with us as we think this through. And I'm just so thankful that you're a part of this conversation with me. And I'd love for you to continue this conversation, like I said, in the comments section below. Descriptions for all the things we're talking about. Hopefully it has helped you guys with like your YouTube channel and stuff.
You can call it past time.
I got it now.
Yeah.
Past time.
Yeah.
Because we're passing the time.
Yeah.
But you meant like past time, like a hobby.
Past time.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Multi-level. Past time. Let me know what you think.
We'll see.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think. Any final words, Caleb?
I just want to know who they want on the show.
Yeah, in this show, Tactics in a Tesla, we're going to do this in the meantime.
Yeah.
But, you can be sure that if this other project moves forward, you're going to get some videos of the decisions that we make and, scoping out a DeLorean and trying to find one. I'd want like a legit one. I wouldn't want like a refurbished.
Like a clunker one?
Well,
Do they make new ones?
They're all kind of clunkers in a way.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean like a 1982 or 1981 DeLorean, preferably
modded out with Back to the Future.
Modded out, yeah. I don't know if I want it modded out on the outside. I think on the inside would be nice, but on the outside, I think it might draw too much attention and be maybe a little wacky.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. But I think the inside would be great if it was set up for talking about people's pasts.
I think so too.
For sure.
All
right, guys.
Cool.
Thanks so much. Where can people find out more from you? I know you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, my YouTube channel teaches people how to make better videos. You can find it at Caleb Wojcik. It's hard to spell. WOJCIK.
Cool.
That's it.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
See if these punks can do 90. I don't know how they found us.
What?